morning, guys. How are you today? Fine? We started yesterday a new lesson, millions. Now we will continue. Yeah. So, now we know three families. We took before the ones and the thousand family. Now we know a new family named by million that comes just after the thousand family. In this lesson, we will know how to read large numbers and how do we identify the place value of each number. In order to read any number first, I will group them into three groups. Or three classes. The first family, each group, we have here three groups. Each group is composed of 3 digits or 3 numbers. Okay, so 3 groups, each group composed of 3 numbers. This group, each one, we can name it group, we can name it family, or we can name it what? A class. It's called a class. So how many classes do we have? 3 classes, 1, 2, and 3. Each class or each group composed of 3 numbers. 1 stands 100, 1 stands 100, 1 stands 100. Okay, so 3 groups. First group, we name it ones, or the first class, ones class. The second class, we name it thousand class. Third one, we name it millions class, اللي هو new class. So 3 classes, ones, thousand, and million class. Okay. The ones period is also known as the units period. So ones class, we can name it unit also. Okay, it's known as unit. So unit or ones the same. Now, how do we read large numbers? In order to read the numbers, first I will read the numbers before the comma. So the most important thing is to place what? A comma. Starting from the right side. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. So now how many commas do we have? Now for large numbers, we have 2 commas. Not just 1, 2 commas. First comma, we know it before in the previous lesson, it's thousand. Now the new comma is million. So 2 commas, thousand and million. So we will start from the left side. We will start reading the numbers before the comma. Okay? Then we will say what? Million. We will name the class. We are in the millions class. Then we will read these 3 numbers together. Then we will say what? Thousand. Then we will read the other 3 numbers. Okay? But you don't have to name the ones class. So we name the millions class. We name the thousands class. But the ones class, we skip it. For example, look at this number. How do we read it? 948. Why 900? Because 9, if you look here, it's the 100 digit. So 948. This number, just 2 digits, composed of ones and tens. How do we read it? 18. This number, if we have 3 digits, so we have to say 100 because 3 is the 100 digit. 302. Okay. Now we have more than 3 digits, so we have to place what? A comma. Starting from the right side. 1, 2, 3, what? Comma. This comma, we name it thousand. So how do we read this number? We start from the left side. Numbers before the comma, we name them 8. It's 8. Then we have to say thousand. Then this number 771. Okay. Here the same. 1, 2, 3, comma. This we have just 1 comma. This comma we will name it what? Thousand. I will read the numbers before the comma together and the numbers after the comma together. How do we read these 3 numbers? 200. So 218. 218 what? Thousand. And then 8. Okay. Now reading large numbers. So we will separate them by using commas. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. How many commas do we have now? 2 commas. The first one we name it thousand. and the second one we name it million. So two families, thousand and million. Start from the left side. Read the numbers before the comma. How do we read them? 432. Then this comma we name it million, so we have to say million. Now how do we read these three numbers? 508. This comma we name it thousand. Then how do we read these three numbers? 948. So together, 432 million 508,948. Okay, so million and thousand. Don't forget to say million and don't forget to say what? Thousand. Okay. Now we will start doing exercise. Okay, let's do exercise 1 parts A and B, page 23. Complete the tables given below. 13,765,831. So from now on, we know three families: ones, thousands, and million. Each family or each class composed of three digits: ones, tens, hundred, ones, tens, hundred, ones, tens, hundred. Now I will fill this number here in this table. Before I fill it, first I will change the numbers here that are written in letters. I will write them in digits, and I will circle the two families, millions and thousands. Ones, it's not written here because the ones family always we skip it. So let's circle million and let's circle what? Thousand. The two families. Now I will write the numbers in digits. 13. How do we write it in digits? 1, 3. 13 million. So where should I place 13? In the millions family, because they said 13 million. So all the digits before the circled, before the word that I circled it, we have to fill them in the millions. Okay? 13 million. I will fill 13 in the millions family. I will skip the thousand and the ones family. Fill it in the millions family, starting from where? From ones or hundred. We have to start always from the ones digit. So 3 and then what? 1. Now we have finished from the millions family. Now I will fill them with the thousand family. 765. How do we write it in digits? 765. We will fill it where? In the thousand family. Now we are in the thousand family. Starting from the ones, 5, 6, and 7. Now we have finished from the millions and thousand family. Now we'll go to the ones family. We will fill 831. How do we write it in digits? 8, 3, 1. Fill it here starting from the ones. 1, 3, 8. Okay? The empty space, fill it with 0. Part B. 178 million. 300,000, 2. So 178, how do we write it in digits? 1, 7, 8. Where should I place it? In which family? In the millions family. So skip the other two families, just look at the millions family. Starting from the ones, 8, 7, 1. Now 300,000. So we stop here. 300. How do we write it? 300 like this. Fill it where? In the thousand family. Here, starting from the ones. 0, 0, 3. Okay. Now we still have just 2. 2. We still have one family اللي هي ones family. So 2, it has to be in the ones family, starting from where? 100 or 1? Starting from ones. I didn't say 200, so I can't place 2 in the 100 digit. I said just 2, so it has to be in the ones. Okay? We'll empty space zeros. We will continue doing part C and D in the Zoom period. Okay, guys? So if you have any question later, you can ask me in the Zoom period. We will practice more, and we will practice how do we read large numbers and how do we write them in letters. Thank you. See you guys.